Generally, if a game has crazy in the title, you can be assured of two things. It's going to be a bit on the cheap side, and it's going to feature high-pitched sound effects, usually of a cloyingly cute nature. Though both of these seem to be nullified if the second word in the title happens to be taxi. But since it's Thursday and this game has hamster in the title, I'm prepared to brave the depths of the DSi shop and bring you Crazy Hamster, which wholeheartedly subscribes to both of the provisions listed earlier. Just for you, this Hamster Thursday, for being such loyal friends and true. You're welcome. Alright, so apparently Gamelion have felt it necessary to give this particular unwell hamster some backstory. Being an admittedly crazy hamster and lacking adequate supervision, he's got no stores of food for the cold winter months. This, fair viewer, is why we take in hamsters and wade through page after volume after ream of Japanese text, to prevent exactly this situation. So since it's too late to just give him some nourishment from the TJ's DS Municipal Food Pantry, he's off on a valiant quest to obtain food himself. Unfortunately, since he suffers from an undescribed but apparently serious medical condition, he's powerless not to run headlong off of cliffs, or into blockades, walls, spike barriers, fires, ravines, what have you. Man, someone should do something about these roads, come to think of it. As the omnipotent being tasked with this hamster's well-being, your goal is to get him safely from point A to point B while collecting all the fruit in each stage. And then he eats all of that, only to roll on to the next stage unsated and none the better for wear. Despite your omnipotence, though, the Crazy Hamster Bureau of Arbitrary Things has determined that you are limited to certain devices to help guide Crazy Hamster through this terrain. You're equipped with chunks of bridge that you can use to seal off small gaps, fire extinguishers to deal with the wake of whatever serial arsonist is apparently just off screen, and boats to cross the small puddles that form in Crazy Hamster's temperate spring. You've got ladders for climbing up short distances, trampolines for clearing height variances and bouncing over certain obstacles, hair dryers which can be used in tandem with a trampoline to send this hamster flying in a blatant disregard of physics. There are skis for traversing appropriately fun-looking slopes, ice skates for crossing frozen patches, parachutes for safely falling from a great height, and Radiohead lyrics for embellishing the words, "from a great height," in the style of Tom York. Unfortunately, despite these combinations of tools holding the potential for a trampoline and parachute-powered hamster slingshot, you're restricted to using these tools in exactly the manner for which they're recommended with no real innovation to be had. And while having expected locations for each object is kinda, well, easy for lack of a better word, getting the game to recognize that particular stylus poke can be a bit frustrating, especially if what you're trying to poke at happens to be immediately near your toolbox. So remember, friends, adopt a digital hamster today, else they'll be forced to wander the countryside in search of food, and companionship, and blow dryers.